passion, emotion, progress, completeness, greatness, Galactico. Separate expressions that combined make one. Jude Bellingham, a 20-year-old superstar from Birmingham who took Spanish La Liga by storm. In fact, was there anyone who expected him to start his time at the world's biggest club like that? In the summer of 2023, Jude Bellingham became the current most expensive player in Real Madrid's squad. Los Blancos paid €103 million for the English star, and everyone expected him to perform at a good level, but not in the way he has been doing so far. 20 goals and 7 assists in all competitions says it all. 0.9 goal involvement on average per game, and also a slightly overlooked stat. By March, Bellingham has as many goals and assists as he had in the whole season at Borussia Dortmund last year. And it's not just that. Bellingham currently looks like a player who can do everything on the pitch. He moves constantly throughout the whole 90 minutes of every match, providing stability in defense as well as doing what he does best, creating chances and positioning himself perfectly in the penalty area. And all this at 20 years old on football's biggest stage. He has had such an impact that many wonder how Real Madrid will perform without him. In this video, we will talk about the rise of Jude Bellingham, starting from his humble beginnings in Birmingham and leading up to his days in Madrid today. We'll also answer the most popular question these days: why is Jude scoring so many goals playing as a midfielder? Jude Victor William Bellingham was born on June 29, 2003, in a town west of Birmingham called Stourbridge, in the family of Denise and Mark Bellingham. His passion for football, and subsequently that of his brother Job, is thanks to his father, who competed as an amateur level in non-league football, playing as a number 9. Interestingly, for the first 5 years of his life, Bellingham saw no interest in football. His parents took him to watch matches, but he didn't feel the thrill of the game. One day, however, when he was 6 years old, his mother gave him his first football and he became obsessed with the sport, playing all day long. Lately, he began playing for local youth teams, the biggest of which was the one in his hometown. His innate skills and passion for football quickly set him apart, catching the eye of scouts and coaches from a big local club, Birmingham City. Birmingham City, a star was born. Bellingham joined Birmingham City at the age of 7 and made a serious impression from the very beginning. He started gradually playing with the older boys, and the big reason for that was his incredible physique, which impresses even today. Being a 7-year-old, he played for the under-8s, and some years later for the under-18s at 14. The icing on the cake was on the 15th of October 2018, when he made his debut for the under-23 team at the age of 15. The big English talent had to wait less than a year to make his men's debut in August 2019, age 16. His debut marked the beginning of an extraordinary journey, as he showcased remarkable composure, vision and technical ability on the pitch. Bellingham's performances in the Championship, the second tier in English football, drew widespread attention, with the top clubs across Europe competing for his signature. His debut not only made him the youngest player to ever represent the club's first team at 16 years old and 38 days, but also highlighted his composure and skill under pressure. Despite his age, he displayed a remarkable level of maturity. Bellingham's breakthrough continued in the league, where he quickly became a regular starter, impressing with his box-to-box style of play, exceptional passing range and ability to read the game. His energy and technical abilities were instrumental in Birmingham City's midfield, and he became a fan favorite for his consistent performances. Birmingham's coach at the time, Josep Clotet, even saw potential in Bellingham to play out wide, starting him as a left winger in some games. Despite his good performance in that position, the Spanish coach admitted that Bellingham himself told him that he feels more comfortable in midfield, where he can get closer to the opposition box more centrally. After having a serious confidence boost playing with the men's team at such a young age, rumors of his transfer to a top club have emerged. The first one dated back to January 2020, when Birmingham City received a £20 million bid from Manchester United, but rejected it. For the entire 2019-20 campaign, Bellingham played in 44 games in which he scored 4 goals and helped his team to avoid relegation. After it was already known about Borussia Dortmund's strong intentions to buy Bellingham, the club announced that they would retire his number 22 shirt to remember one of our own and to inspire others. At the end of the campaign, Bellingham was honored with the EFL Young Player of the Season award. Borussia Dortmund. The journey to the biggest football stage. As already mentioned, there was a serious interest in Bellingham from Manchester United, but in the end Jude chose Borussia Dortmund because of the heavy recruitment of young players in the team. At that point, there were players like Erling Haaland, Giovanni Reina, Jadon Sancho, Youssoufa Moukoko, and of course Jude Bellingham in the team, all under the age of 21. The young Englishman joined the squad in July 2020, but due to the COVID-19 pandemic and the season kicking off later, Bellingham made his debut 2 months after his official transfer. And surprisingly for some, he scored just 30 minutes into his debut in the first round of the German Cup against third-tier Duisburg in a 5-0 win, becoming the club's youngest goal scorer in the competition, aged 17 years and 77 days. Later that month, he was named as Bundesliga Rookie for September after his instant impact in the squad. Most impressive of all is that Bellingham became a regular starter in almost every game without much need to prove himself. By the end of 2020, he started every Champions League game, while in the Bundesliga, he started some of the matches and was coming on as a substitute in others. In the Champions League, he helped his team finish first in the group, and in the round of 16, they met Sevilla. Bellingham started in both matches, and Borussia Dortmund eliminated their Spanish opponents. In the quarterfinals, the opponent, Man City, turned out to be out of Dortmund's capabilities and was knocked out by the English team. It is also notable that Jude scored his first Champions League goal in the clash with the Citizens, which eventually reached the final but lost to Chelsea. After a great performance in the German Cup, Dortmund reached the final and beat Leipzig 4-1. This ended up being the only trophy of Jude Bellingham's career with Borussia Dortmund. For the entire season, the Englishman had 46 appearances and 4 goals in all competitions. He also showed that the sky was the only limit for him and hinted that this was just his beginning in the world of football. The highlight of his next 2 seasons at Signal Iduna Park was the fierce battle with Bayern Munich for the Bundesliga title in the 2022-23 season. And despite Jude's top form throughout the whole campaign and the 16 goal involvements in all competitions, he was injured in the most important match of the season, in the final match day against Mainz 05 at home. The equation was simple. If Dortmund won, they would have been crowned as champions for the first time in 11 years. On the other hand, if they lost or drew, and at the same time Bayern won, the Bavarians would have come out on top again. Bellingham's absence was a serious blow for his team as Borussia Dortmund struggled for the win and ended up in a 2-2 draw in the most fundamental game for the club in years. However, there were still chances for a triumph as Bayern could not go ahead in the score until the 89th minute, playing 1-1 with Cologne. At that point, one of Bellingham's biggest rivals and also good friends, Jamal Musiala, scored a magnificent goal from outside the penalty box, crowning Bayern with the title for the 11th time in a row. After that shocking result, Dortmund suffered a second huge blow, losing their most influential player, who was bound to play for Real Madrid starting from the summer. The Real dream was made. I want to win everything. I want to do everything in the game. I want to be a footballing icon. These were Bellingham's first words as a Real Madrid player. Well, he seems to have seriously committed to it, given his incredible form with Zinedine Zidane's number 5 on his back. 16 goals and 3 assists in 22 games in the first half season in La Liga is an achievement few can reach. Yes, he even beat some of Cristiano Ronaldo's records as well as several others, but we won't get into those as that's not the point. What is more intriguing is, what is the reason for his incredible goal-scoring tally? Well, the answer to this question is truly tactical. This season, after the departure of Karim Benzema, Carlo Ancelotti began to impose a shape that had not been used for a long time due to the presence of lethal strikers in the past, such as Benzema, Cristiano Ronaldo, Raul, Ronaldo de Lima, and so on. And since this season the only pure number 9 in the team is Joseulo, who cannot be trusted 100%, Ancelotti decided to change the shape, relying on a 4-4-2 diamond formation with Jude Bellingham on the tip of the diamond, and as close as possible to the two players in attack, which in most of the cases are Vinicius and Rodrigo. On the other hand, Bellingham has proven in the past that he excels near the box, so more or less his goal-scoring returns are expected, analysing his position and role on the pitch. Apart from his incredible volley against Athletic Club, his unforgettable solo against Napoli, and his astonishing strike versus Barcelona in October, most of all his other goals are typical of a top goal scorer. Let's put aside the facts for a moment and turn our attention to the truly amazing sensation that Jude Bellingham is, as well as his colleagues of his age. Looking a little more globally over the current development of the great game, some players have suddenly appeared on the football map, players who will dominate football for the next 20 years. Bellingham, Pedri, Gavi, Musiala, Lamine Yamal, Camavinga, and many, many more. Each special in their own individual way, and each ready to show the world what they're capable of. We have all witnessed the debates on which of them is better or who has scored more goals. However, we should concentrate ourselves on recognizing their qualities and enjoying the chance to watch them, no matter which team we are fans of, rather than arguing pointlessly. And at the end of the day, we are almost at the end of the Messi and Ronaldo era, an era that seems to have taught us to appreciate what we have as a gift from the football gods. If you like this video, please consider subscribing to our channel. Also, if you want to see a similar video about your favorite player, feel free to give us a hint in the comments section.